Hi, I'm Sharon.
I'm Mark.
And we are Ponderosa Garden Adventures. Welcome back. We thought today we would take you along as I assemble a small raised bed garden. I always keep my eyes out when I'm shopping, and the two things we always try to do in our garden is to keep it simple and keep it inexpensive. There's no reason to spend a lot of money on fancy things. You can make it look however you like, but you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a good gardening experience. So
we've constructed a lot of our garden beds from scratch using lumber and various other stuff things that we have lying around in our tool shed. But today we're going to assemble one from a kit, and as you'll see from the box here, it was sold as a children's or a kid's garden bed, but it is a full size. It's a good size garden bed. There's nothing like childlike except it has a chalkboard on it.
Yeah, it's really just downscale. I always keep my eyes open when I'm in any of the garden centers, whether it's one of the big box stores or in this case it happened to be Walmart. There were boxes that simply had been sun bleached, and it was marked down to a crazy discount that I just could not pass up. And so today I'm going to go ahead and assemble that garden bed. It's super simple to put together. It's a full kit, and the only tool needed is this little screwdriver here, which was included. And so we're going to take you along as I put that together. And then I also have some bare root strawberries. And I thought this bed is the perfect size. There's 10 bare root strawberry starts, and this is the perfect size to fit into that small bed. So I've already got the strawberry starts soaking, so that by the time I finish assembling the bed, the strawberry starts will be ready to go. And we hope you enjoy the video. right, and here we are. I have taken all of those bare root strawberries that I was soaking here, and I've kind of teased them apart. Can't really film that and do that. I need 2 hands for that. So I've done that, and what you end up with is something like this here, where you can see, it's kind of hard to see at this time of day, but I'll put my hand behind. Right here where my pinky is, that is where the crown is. And you want to make sure that that stays above soil level. You don't want to bury that. And then all the roots down here. So we're going to bury this in the raised bed garden, and then all of this is going to stay above, and that's what's going to grow the strawberries. So in that package, there were 10, and we've got them here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm going to plant those in the raised bed garden that we put together earlier. All right, so here we are at the raised bed that we built. It's filled with soil, and unfortunately, all the rains we've had here in Southern California, the potting soil, raised bed soil, was sitting in bags. And when we opened and filled the bed, it had little mushrooms, and I'm sure there are mushroom spores in here. I happen to be allergic to mushrooms, so that's definitely not a good thing for me. But I'm going to use a natural remedy. I'm going to use some baking soda, which will help neutralize the pH of the soil and get it more neutral. And because I like to use natural things in the garden, especially if it's a food crop. And so we're going to try this and hope that this is going to help and we don't see mushrooms popping up here. So I'm just going to add some baking soda to the soil here and work that in. I have our strawberry starts here, and what we're going to do is, because of the spacing that we need here, I'm only going to be able to plant 8 of the 10. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put these in here so that I can get them planted. 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, and I will plant the other 2 in another spot. So, there we go. All right. So, these need to be planted about 2 to 3 inches deep in the soil. And we want to make sure that we are keeping the crown above that soil level. Now, some of these, because of the way they were packed, the roots are up and around the crown. So, because they are trying to be careful not to break anything off here. There we go. So that we have the crown here and then the roots. So we're going to keep this crown, hopefully you can see that, above the soil line. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my 2 to 3 inches here, and we're going to put that in there, making sure to keep the crown above that soil point. And getting all those roots down in there. We want that crown right at the soil level and not below it. I don't always wear gloves, but I have to wear gloves working in this today because, again, we've got mushroom spores we know are in here, and that is not good for me. So, we have had mushroom issues on and off when we've had more moisture, and Mark takes care of those for me. He puts his gloves on and he'll come and remove the mushrooms for me in my planting areas. So that is how we deal with it. So there we go. So we've got the strawberries all nicely planted in here. The soil is actually already moist and we have rain coming tomorrow, so I'm actually not going to water these in. And then I will come back after the rainstorm and I will mulch the top of the bed. I will probably mulch the top of this with straw. And that way we can put a nice bed of straw there, and then when the strawberries come, they lay nicely on that straw and they don't sit in the moist soil, and which can tend to cause rotting. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this this garden bed assembly, raised bed assembly, and strawberry planting video. Remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends. Any of those things will help support our channel, and we really appreciate that. See you next time.